We are being joined by Scott Lucas from Birmingham. He is a professor of international politics at University College Dublin. Mr. Lucas, thank you so much for joining us here on WION. I want to ask you, Iran and Israel are both busy grabbing the success medals. What is your assessment? Who was actually successful?
Well, I think I just simply want to take your viewers through the facts as we know them at this moment. The first is that the Iranian military is either lying or it is misinformed. It did not destroy an Israeli air base in the Negev desert. It did not destroy an Israeli intelligence center near Syria. It's saying that for its domestic audience, but this is not true. What we know are that 9 of the 130 ballistic missiles fired by Iran did make it past Israel's air defenses and past other efforts by its allies to intercept. 5 of those missiles hit the Nevatim air base in the Negev desert and caused minor damage, including to 1 transport plane and to a runway. 4 other ballistic missiles hit another base in the area, but there was no significant damage recorded. So that's the facts of the attack. And I think what we have to emphasize is that Iran's purpose really was not to cause major military damage with this attack, as large as it was. Iran signaled days in advance, told its neighbors, let it be known that it was going to attack soon. And that meant that all the drones, the cruise missiles, and the ballistic missiles could be tracked by Israel and its allies so that no drones, no cruise missiles even made it to Israeli territory. So the question is, if Iran was not trying to cause military damage, what was it trying to do? And it was it was a demonstration strike, trying to do 2 things. The first is, again, to show its domestic audience, oh, look, we're tough. Israel has been assassinating our commanders in Syria, but we can strike back. We are not weak. And second, it is an attempt to deter Israel from continuing those targeted assassinations, especially after the April 1st Israeli attack that killed 7 Iranian officers, including the Iranians' leading general supervising Syria and Lebanon, and Israel did it on Iranian embassy grounds. That was the line that the Israelis crossed, where Iran had to at least try to show toughness, even if it did so in such a way that it's not necessarily seeking a direct confrontation with the Israelis.
All right, Mr. Lucas, what's next for West Asia?
Well, for West Asia, you just have an ongoing situation of tension on multiple fronts. And this is tension which, of course, centers around Iran in the Middle East, but it concerns all of us, including in India. We have to remember that the focal point here is still Israel's open-ended war in Gaza, that there's no apparent halt to that, with more than 33,000 people killed, and that this attack on Gaza intersects with other conflicts in the region. So you have the question of Iran vying for rivalry with other countries, including Iran's position propping up the Assad regime in Syria. You have Iran allied with Hezbollah in Lebanon and the skirmishes on the Lebanese-Israeli border. You have Iran backing the Houthis in Yemen and the Houthis attacking shipping in the Red Sea. And you have Iran-led militia in Iraq and Syria who in the past, not now, in the past have attacked U.S. personnel. Any of those conflicts could escalate. Meanwhile, Iran is facing a serious domestic situation where its economy is in trouble. Its currency is at a historic low and has sunk another 10% this week. Inflation and unemployment are both high. And so both Israel and Iran, their leaders are acting tough to cover up their domestic troubles. And the rest of the world needs to try to contain this. They need to say that military action is not the way forward, that this does need to be pursued through diplomacy.
All right, Mr. Lucas, you make an important point there. Thank you so much for joining us here on WION, getting us all your insights. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.